respect him. He's a great entrepreneur, great man of God. And so he said, listen, our friends call that have influence and have substance, and we just sit down and listen to them. And so my husband said, maybe I want you to sit down and talk to him because he's talking about gold. Because Ben and I had went to a wealth conference probably about 5 years ago. And when we went to this conference, they were basically this gentleman. Anybody ever heard of Tom Anderson? Anybody ever heard? Okay, he wrote a book called How to Become a Millionaire God's Way. And it basically talks about how we need to be saving as much as gold and silver and oil as possible. And so Ben and I went out that very next day and we purchased some gold. And so we knew that we needed to be purchasing gold, but we didn't stay consistent with it. And then we had some gold that was in the stock market, but we had not taken any time to acquire any more physical gold. And with all of our travel, I knew that it was something that we needed to do. So when Pastor Ronnie told me about the gold business, I said, well, listen, I definitely want to save the gold. And he said, but it also is an opportunity for you to make some money. And I was like, well, I don't know. I'll definitely save the gold. Can we set it up on some sort of automatic, thing where we saving it every week or every month? And anyway, he said, no, but there's some people in this business that are making like $20,000 or $30,000 a week. And I said, oh, well, can I talk to somebody? And so he said, actually, there's a woman in Nashville, this white girl in Nashville, like Marilyn Monroe. And she's making like $20,000 to $30,000 a week. I said, well, I need to talk to her. I said, can you get her number? So I got her number and I introduced myself and said, Tammy, I heard great things about you, that you're doing really well in the business. I got a few people that I want to bring over to your house. I said, because I got some friends that are very, very savvy in business, and I got some people that are discernful spiritually, and they'll be able to peek it out. Somebody's going to peek it out either through the anointing or practicality. We're going to figure out if it's right. And so anyway, we packed her house out. We probably had about 40 people come over to her house, and she told her story, and I sat there and listened to Marilyn Monroe. I said, no, listen, if Marilyn Monroe can do this and make this kind of money, I know I can do it. And so, honest to God, that was the truth. And so I was so grateful that she was so, she just basically told her story and, talked about her husband wasn't necessarily, for it, and told that whole story about how she converted him over to her business. Come on. And so anyway, I went home and I signed up, and then I signed my husband up, I signed my daughter up, and then I signed my two spiritual daughters, Camille and Sheila. Are you in here? Are you guys in here? There's Sheila. Stand up, Sheila. Where's Camille? Camille, stand up, Camille. Why y'all just waving like that? Okay, let's give them a hand. Guys, I love these girls. They are amazing. And so I said, listen, you guys got to sign up, because I like to position everybody that I love to be in, as soon as I come in, because I want everybody to have an opportunity to make good money, so they're not asking me for no money, right? So, anyway, but they've done very, very well, and Camilla's been a blessing to so many of you with her training videos. Haven't you guys enjoyed that? And so she's a numbers girl. She's going to break those numbers down and all that kind of stuff. And so she's been a huge blessing to so many of us, and Sheila's been such a great support, and I couldn't do the half of what I do. And so anyway, I got on the phone, and once I signed up, I called some very good friends of Ben and I that we love so much. We respect them, we admire them. They're actually mentors of ours, the Ripleys. Oh, there you are, right, Janita? Can you stand up? I love her so much. So I called her, and I said, girl, let me tell you. I said, I found out about this gold business, and I think this is something we really need to look at and we really need to do. And she said, okay, girl, send me over the videos. I sent her over the videos, and now she has a team that is just going crazy over in Africa. When they stand up, woo! Yes! Listen, oh my gosh, it's been amazing. So I've had a lot of wonderful people that I was maybe already in business with, and new people that I'm now that I've begun to partner with. So it's been a real blessing. And so I really thank that leadership team that I just mentioned, because my husband and I and our family were blessed to do a show on Bravo TV. How many of you all seen Thicker Than Water? All right, thank you. How many of you have never seen Thicker Than Water? Stand up. Stand up if you've never seen it. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. No, but seriously, it's a great show. It's a great, great show. We've been so blessed. We just got, as I was sitting here about an hour ago, I just my phone started blowing up. Bravo just said we were the #1 reality TV show. That is huge because, you know, we're a family and we have certain standards and values. And so for us to come on right after Housewives of Atlanta and have that kind of success, I don't take it for granted. I'm just so grateful to God for what He's doing. So this Sunday, all of you that stood up, stand up. While you stood up, stand up one more time. All of you stood up. Because we have to support each other, right? We got to support each other. So you have another opportunity, Rob. But I can't believe my own team in Canada. But anyway, you have another opportunity to watch it. This Sunday is going to be the finale. This Sunday will be the finale, which is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you watch it. It's just a good, funny family show. I mean, it's hilarious. You will cry. You'll laugh. We got a little bit of drama. Come on, somebody. How many of y'all got just a little bit of drama in your family? Even if you couldn't say, love Jesus. But sometimes. So anyway, you'll be able to relate to it. And then I was blessed. I launched my own talk show, the Jewell Tankard Show. For our family, but you know, I'm really passionate because I want to see people's lives change. You know, once you begin to experience success, as Boomer just got finished so eloquently saying, Boomer, you was chewing that gum, I was cracking up. I said, you better chew that gum and work that example. He worked that thing. But I love seeing other people become empowered to meet their dreams and exceed their dreams. There's nothing like the sweet taste of success. And so anyway, my desire is that all of you would begin to experience that success. So anyway, when I got started with Karatbars last year in March. And so when I got started, the more that and by the way, I'm a graduate from the University of Michigan. I majored in economics. Always had a real passion for business. I'm actually a 4th-generation entrepreneur. I grew up in business, okay? So my parents used to own. Anybody from Detroit here? Yeah. So I grew up in business. My parents used to own the Greens Records and Tapes. Any Detroiters heard of that? Y'all remember that? Yeah. So they owned the Greens Records and Tapes, and all the Temptations, Four Tops, Whispers, Minnie Riperton, all of them used to come in our store, and they had the largest record store at the time for many years. And so when I turned 19, now mind you, this was all that I knew. We went to the best schools, and I had a Volvo at 16. My parents had his and her Rolls Royces and his and her Mercedes, and we had housekeepers, cooks, and drivers. And one day, I came home from Michigan State, because I was at Michigan State my freshman year. I had to end up transferring to University of Michigan to come home and help my parents pay bills. But I saw them literally lose everything within a matter of months. And it was very devastating, obviously, for me and our family. I was the oldest girl, and so at 19, I had never worked a job before, and I just said, I gotta get a job, because I gotta help my family pay the light bill. I mean, it got so bad where we had winters where we didn't have hot water, we didn't have heat, and you gotta imagine, you're used to living a certain lifestyle, and then all of a sudden dealing with this. I didn't even have time to cry. I immediately went into leadership role and beginning to think like a leader. Okay, what can I do to help? So I got a job selling cell phones. Y'all remember when they was real big? Yeah. I got a job selling cell phones. I did very well with that. And I remember making $4,000 a month part-time while I was going to college at U of M. And I started helping my family pay bills and make sure my little sisters had Christmas and all that kind of thing. And then eventually I went on and started selling burial insurance. And eventually I owned my own Nextel franchise. And so at 29, I had made my first $1 million. And then that same year, I met my husband. Ooh, yes. Ben Tankard. Thank you, Jesus. But anyway, I met him and we got married, and then he flew, moved me down to Tennessee. And at that point, the first couple of years, I just enjoyed being married. Then I got the business itch again because I just love business. And so I opened up, I started experimenting with home-based businesses. The first couple really didn't make any money. We just had a cabinet full of skincare and all-purpose cleaner and all kinds of a little bit of everything. And then finally, the last 2 businesses that I did, I had a tremendous amount of success, made over $2 million in a short amount of time, and built a team of about 100,000 people in about 12 countries. So when Karatbars came along, I said, well, I'm about to do that again. But this time, I'm going to really be able to show people how to secure their financial portfolio, because it's not just how much money you make. It's about how you grow your money. It's about asset management and understanding, am I in wealth accumulation or am I in wealth building right now, or am I in wealth growing? And so with a business like Karatbars, it just makes sense. This is what you need to understand. When you look at '07 and '08, and you look at that, those are two of the hardest years that most Americans experience, okay? Don't you know that the average person did not see that recession coming? Why? Because they had no idea. They had no idea what was going on globally. And so if you understand economics, then eventually you can understand markets. And if you understand markets, then you can begin to understand cycles and figure out, where am I in the cycle? See, the thing is to understand where you are in the cycle, because there will be another recession. So the question you have to ask yourself, when there's another recession, why is it that when there's a recession, understand, that's when the rich get richer. Okay, and the poor get poorer. Why is that? The only difference between the rich and the poor is information. So now what you have to do is understand that when people were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in '07 and '08, there were people, the people that owned gold were actually becoming wealthier. Because remember that money never leaves the earth. It's never destroyed. It's simply transferred. So it depends on, you have to make sure that you own the right asset. This is why when I tell people that whether they want to come into the business or whether they just want to say go, the key is to make sure that whatever you do it consistently. You will never become wealthy just because you got your income tax return. And you go out and you buy a new car, or you put down that money on a down payment on a house. No, the thing is to strategically, every dollar that comes into your home, make sure that you're converting it over to gold. Now, there's some people, we've got some business partners that are precious metals experts. These guys go to precious metals conferences in Dubai and China and all over the world. And he said, I'm at the point in my life where everything that I don't need to manage my life, I'm converting to gold. Why? Because when you look at countries like Russia and China, and you see that they're saving tons and tons of gold, more gold than was ever been saved in the history of the world, then you have to pay attention to that. When you see gas prices are so low because oil prices are low. So oil, silver, and gold usually all run together. So if one is low, the other one is low. So when do you buy? You buy when it's low. You buy when the average person is not paying attention. You don't, see, listen, that's how the wealthier get wealthy, because they're paying attention to things that the average person has no idea what's going on. So the best thing that you can do is pay attention and now move into action, because it would be a shame, a sin, a shame, and a sin and a shame again for you to have all this information and still go home and not start saving gold. people. He likes to call successful people. And he says, if you will trust me, I will expand your capacity and take you further than what you ever dreamed or imagined. But if you keep making excuses, you cannot pray for increase and make excuses at the same time. Something has to go. So you just need to make that decision. And just say, you know what? I'm not making any more excuses. I've seen all that I needed to see. I mean, if y'all don't see nothing else, I mean, my vision is so clear. I'm so certain of what it is that I'm called to and where it is that I'm going. I understand exactly what I'm called to do. And I'm going to move into that swiftly and easily. So stop making excuses. Get with the winners of the world. Get with the people that say, you know what, it's working for me. Don't keep hating when people talk about it ain't working for them. See, that's the problem. You can't put a loser with a loser because they're both sick. If you lose it, you need to get with a winner, somebody that everything can win. That's how you win. You connect with other winners. I love talking to people that are always winning. I don't like talking to people every time I talk to them. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm just tired. I'm so tired. I'm so stressed. I'm so tired. You tired and you stressed because you broke. Because if you get some money, you can hire you somebody to help you. But you can't hire nobody if you broke. So you just gotta go ham and get mad, get an attitude. Just say I'm about to kick somebody's tail if they don't sign up for tail. But anyway, my point is you just sometimes have to draw a line in the sand. Yeah. And just say, you know what? I refuse to be at New Year's Eve service this year talking about, it's my year, turn around. It's my year, turn around, Jesus. No, you need to do that right now. It's my year, turn around right now. Right now. Whoa. You can declare that right now. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. Woo! You can say that right now. Seriously, you can say that. Let me bring back my Victoria Osteen list. Friends, it can be your year of turnaround right now. No, but seriously, you can determine that right now that I'm not leaving out of the Renaissance Hotel to stay the same. And I just ain't gonna be broke. I'm just not doing this. Just not gonna do it. And so you draw that line in the sand. You start saying, you know, I'm gonna talk to everybody. And some of these people you have to go back and talk to again, but talk to them with an attitude. Get some swag in your voice. See, here's the thing about it. If a person picks up that you're insecure or uncertain, they'll tell you no. But they feel like they know that you know what you're talking about. And you got a little attitude, like China was up here having an attitude on her neck was boss. Well, you better fix it. Come on now. But seriously, you call some of them back and say, listen, I know I talked to you about this before, but listen to me. Snatch them up. What, girl? Listen, you better listen to this call. And I'm going to put you on the phone with Jewell Tankard. You're going to give her 5 minutes. Because you broke and she ain't. And I'm tired of you running about what you ain't got. No matter who the next president is. I'm just going to go Democrat because they be looking out for us. No, I don't need nobody to look out for me. I look out for my own self. Because even if they look out for you, all they're going to do is feed you and you'll just be a modern day indentured servant. When you make a decision to win, it doesn't matter what's going on in the economy, you're going to win. You know, we're working on my husband's life story right now. It's going to be a movie. I'm super excited. It's going to be so good. But my husband said, as poor as they were, when there were rats and roaches running around him and no food to eat, he had a corner in an abandoned theater that he read books that kept him dreaming. Because he was determined, I will never live like this as an adult. Awesome! So you just make up your mind. I'm not going to keep living check to check. I'm not going to keep making excuses for myself. Find yourself having the advantage, not being at a disadvantage. And when you do that, everything will begin to line up. Now listen, this is the last thing I want to say. Plug into the conference calls on noon.